Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really does help the channel out. And today we're going to be going over this pump over here. As you can see, it's still in the packet from Lezyne, not sure how you actually pronounce that. It's what they call a micro floor drive XL. This pump comes in two versions, the XL, which is the high volume, low pressure, and you also get a version of it which is low volume, high pressure. So let's do this thing. So before I start, let me just say that I bought the pump with my own money, so the opinions are my own. And it's a pump that I've actually wanted for a few years now. Like I said, it's not a new pump, but for some reason in this country it's quite difficult to get hold of. And it is also an expensive pump. It's going to cost you anywhere from 700 to 1,000 Rand to buy this pump. So let's have a closer look. So let's just take it out the packaging. As I said, this comes in two variants, or actually more than two variants. You get the high pressure, low volume, low pressure, which this one is. As you can see, it's quite a fat cylinder over here. You also get a version which has a gauge on the pipe. I don't have that version, obviously. And one immediate thing when you actually look at the pump and you take it out of the packaging is the quality of this product. And I must say, these guys make really good quality products. And in fact, it's almost a work of art, this thing. It should, I feel like it should be actually mounted in my house somewhere as a piece of art to look at every day. That's how beautiful this thing is. Everything is made of aluminium, excepting I think this top section here. So let's just take the information card off. So it does not really come with instructions. It just comes with a indication of how the valve system works. So it actually supports both Presta and Schrader valves. That's a good start over there. Okay, to take the pipe off the pump, you actually just have to screw this off here. But obviously, as it's new, it's not cooperating too much, but the pump just has to move there. So let's just do that off there. There we go. Comes off like that. So as I was saying, the pump's made of aluminium, excepting this little part over here for your foot. That's made of some sort of steel, probably stainless steel or just normal steel. Everything else is aluminium, excepting I think this top part here. It's actually difficult to say if this is plastic or aluminium. But yeah, I'm under correction here. This could also be aluminium. I'm not 100% sure. So as you can see, it's got a nice stroke volume. If we're looking at the actual valve here itself, this unscrews. It's got two little O-rings on either side to connect. The one side is Presta, other side is Schrader. So you obviously just select whichever one you're going to use, put it in there. It has a button over there to obviously release the pressure. Once you finish pumping up the tire, you press that to release the pressure inside the hose. Let's see how much the pump actually weighs. I must say initially it doesn't feel like it weighs a lot. In fact, the actual the hose it comes with feels heavier than the pump itself. So let's just get that to 0. So it weighs 365 grams. Let's just take this off again. This part of the actual, or the outer cylinder, let's rather say, it measures 39 millimeters, and the inner one is 14.66 millimeters. Once again, I say, I'm going to say it, it's really a piece of art, this pump. So let's see how it performs. Now once again, I'll be using my beloved camber here to do the actual pump test to see how quickly it pumps the tire. I'm going to pump the front tire because obviously it's hanging low to the ground at the moment, and it is a floor pump that we're actually testing, or a micro floor pump. So it's got to be on the ground with your 1 foot on it. I suppose you could hold it and pump it like a normal pump. I can try that as well. So we're going to be using the front tire. I'm going to deflate it completely. I'm going to pump it to 20 psi, and let's see how long it takes. So to deflate the tire, I'm going to use Ryder's Nutcracker here, and I'll leave a description to this review at the top here. It'll just be a lot quicker than letting the air out by itself. Okay, the tire is completely deflated now. So we'll put the core back again. Okay, so obviously to connect this to the valve, I'm just going to press the connector on, or select that option. Screw it on there. And then connect it to the actual valve. There we go, it's tightly on. So at this point, before I actually pump up the tire, I'm going to say one of my pet dislikes about these pumps, or most pumps, not only this pump, is when you have to actually screw the hose onto the valve. It's my least favorite way of actually connecting a pump to a tire. I prefer the ones that actually clip on, and the reason being is I've had some bad experiences where you pump a tire up, you actually unscrew the actual hose from the tire or the valve, and then the core actually comes out, and then obviously all the air comes out again. But obviously that's just my own opinion there with the way that actually attaches. I would have obviously preferred a clip-on one, but that's me. Not everybody agrees with that, so let's carry on with the test. Interestingly, obviously letting out the air, this tire is actually unseated from the rim, so it'll actually be a good test to see if this micro floor pump has enough air or air volume going into the tire to actually seat the tire again to the rim. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to obviously do, being a floor pump, I'm going to release that little valve over there to so you can stand on it, and then yeah, start pumping. So I'll start pumping now. I can already hear the tire seating, or trying to seat there. I'd say with each stroke, it's not that easy to push down the tire seats. Okay, I'm just going to check the pressure quickly. To check the pressure, I'll use this gauge, and I will leave a link above where I've actually tested this gauge. So I'll just let the pressure out quickly, pushing that button. (13 psi). 18.5. Okay, 22 psi. So one thing I did notice during that little test is that this actual part of the pump here can swivel, so you can actually go completely round like that. So you could actually use it as a normal pump. And I'm actually going to try pump the tire now as a normal pump, not using it as a floor pump, and let's see how that goes. Okay, once again, I've deflated the tire. The tire has not unseated from the rim as did on the front tire. So that's a good thing, I think. And obviously these are not scientific tests, that goes without saying. It's just a demonstration of how long it'll take to actually pump the tire, because obviously I do stop to check the pressure. And once again I'm going to pump to 20 psi, but this time I'm going to use it as a hand pump, not put it on the floor. So once again, just attach it to the valve. Does screw on nicely, there's no issues over there. Okay, I'll start. Obviously it is quite difficult to pump. I mean, you are pushing quite a lot of air through the system. And I must say, unlike a mini pump, this is actually going quite quickly. A little bit more than that. Okay, let's check that. Release the air. Okay, I don't know if you can really see that. 21 psi. So actually very impressed with that. So guys, final thoughts on this pump over here. Don't kid yourself, it's going to be a bit of a workout, especially if you pump it the way I did the back tire as a normal pump. Foot pump, it's a little bit easier because obviously you're pushing against the floor. And one actual observation is this little pressure point over here can get a little bit sore on the hand. It's obviously a little bit small, you know, when you're pushing down all that air, especially right at the end. But this pump does move a lot of air, as you saw in the last demonstration there. I mean, I pumped that tire in one go all the way to 21 psi without a problem. Obviously the last couple of pumps were quite difficult. But sure, this is a, like I say, a work of art, this actual piece of equipment here. And I think the actual best place to use something like this, I mean, you could take it with you if you had it in like your rucksack. It's obviously not going to fit in your back pocket. This is not a micro pump, it's not going to do that for you. But if you're going on a trip or something, instead of taking a huge floor pump with you, you could take this. And that's actually the reason I got it. So in future when I go on these trips and that, I'll be taking this with to actually inflate the tire, check the pressure, and love the little button over there that releases the air in the tube over here. So actually I've got nothing bad to say about this pump. I've waited a long time to get it. Hope that's not affecting my review of this pump, but I'm actually very impressed with it, and would definitely recommend you guys buy this thing. And once again, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Like I say, just reached the 500 subscriber mark, which I'm very grateful to or for. And thank you to all the guys who have already subscribed, and I'll see you next time.